You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. Now, the largest new media platform on the web and your number one source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Dean Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, and streaming live on Ustream, this is AfterBuzz TV for Louie. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest Louie news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, picking up where the show leaves off and the buzz continues, Louie.
Hello, Louie fans.
Yes.
What's up, everybody? I am Gian Molina.
And I'm Shannon Joy Rogers.
And we are here. We're going to break down Louie, post-show Louie. Today's episode was bully and sex talk. So we got a lot to cover, Shannon.
Well, I'm a fan of both, sex and bullying.
Sex and bullying or sex and bullies?
Sexy bullies.
Did you ever have a crush on bullies as growing up?
You know,
a tough guy?
I still, to this day, because of how tall I am and how much of a tomboy I was, never really got bullied. Or I always saw the guys that were bullying people as the weak one. I guess I had a sense of it at an early age, not to feed into their energy of negativity.
So you never thought they were cute or anything?
No, it made them extremely unattractive. I still don't like, the cute bad boy role on it. I'm like, oh, he's so weak. No.
Well, we open up with Louie, of course, in a stand-up, which is the best way to start a Louie episode. And he talks about how his father kind of gave him the sex talk. And how, I love that it cuts from his stand-up and it goes right into
the flashback.
The flashback, which he does so well as that little redhead, blue-eyed kid.
That kid was nailing it. His reaction was just perfect. Every single he's like, wait, what? But he didn't take it. What?
The first time I saw this, I was just staring at it like, oh my God, this is the explanation. Yeah. This is horrible. And then Louie goes like my father, I was 7 and my father's explaining to me how to make a 35-year-old woman come. and being so graphic with it about withholding pleasure. And it's like, wow. Oh my God. I don't know. Did your parents ever
this kid wants advice about little Sally on the swing set, like how he can touch on top of her shirt or something. You know what I mean? Maybe he can sneak a glance at a nipple, but he's not. This is way too in-depth of an explanation, right?
Did your parents try to give you the sex talk, try to give you the whole,
oh man,
Shannon, sit down, boys and girls are different?
I honestly don't remember.
You don't remember?
I feel like they might have, maybe my older brother did or something. I don't know. I can't pinpoint a situation where they sat me down and they were like, here's how the birds and the bees work.
I don't think my parents ever made that attempt, but I know that friends, because I've always had older friends. And so they definitely gave me multiple types of sex talks, which when I finally got into school and got the health lesson, it was so less graphic and less you could tell who had someone tell them someone from a different point of view,
from what perspective they were coming from.
And then when you're at school, because the people at school, they're like, ew,
cooties.
Then you're just like, no man, a friend of mine showed me a whole porn and we watched it and I was in shock and all this disgustingness. That was my introduction to sex. Just terrible, terrible porn that my...
wow, okay, we'll write that one down.
Yeah. Hey, I'm being honest. This is a forum of being honest. And I love just the awkwardness of Louie can't even point at... the teacher asks him, where's the penis?
On the diagram.
He's just staring. It's almost like Louie can't do anything. And just he's like, I just don't want to be here right now.
So awkward. It's always funny, those diagrams too, seeing this is maybe whatever, but seeing the outline of the penis, what about the kids who aren't circumcised? They're like, why is Johnny different? and they're always a circumcised, like really nice, neat penis of a good length, a good girth. And I'm like, those aren't always. That's not right.
on kids, at least I don't think. Like,
no, but that was an adult male on the diagram.
That was.
But I'm just saying in general, like they're like the perfect representation.
Exactly. Okay, maybe it's what they want. Maybe it's what you should be. This is what society.
This is what you're aspiring to, right here.
Exactly.
This.
Yeah.
Well hung.
When was the first kiss you had?
First kiss? I mean, I got a kiss when I was like 8 or 9.
Okay.
It sounded so like sad. No, I actually really liked this kid. I was like in 2nd or 3rd grade, and we had gone on a field trip, and he was hanging out with every other girl but me, and I was like, this asshole's doing this on purpose.
Right.
But then finally, at the end of the day, like we came back from our field trip, and he wouldn't even sit by me on the bus, and but he grabbed me and we stood by the cubbies and made out. And then I got scared because I could see a teacher approaching down the hallway from where I was standing. So I was like, no, there's a teacher. And then he was like, oh, like pushed me away. Like you either down or you're not, girl.
That's awesome.
I'm sad.
Okay.
It's gotten better now.
No, I think I had my first one in for kindergarten, right? I was pushing my crush Candace on the swing, and I just turned and kissed her. And I don't think we both knew what was going on, but like I guess in the Puerto Rican culture, like you just kiss to say hello, and it's such a common thing. And so I just did it, and I'm like. Like I just wanted to kiss her, and I just did, and that was the only thing I remember. I don't remember her reaction. Thank you. It's not gotten better since.
it's gone downhill for
I need a swing. I need a swing in order for my moves to work.
It's the only way you learned.
Yeah. It's like it's a push on the swing, and then that romance happens. Then, because you don't have sex, you make love, as Louie's dad.
Yes.
Like,
the moral of that story.
Yeah, and like I've always had like my grandfather always like had a weird he always had like a weird disposition on sex, and like how like it should just be to create babies.
Yeah,
and that's
it.
Mm-hmm. Like everything else, it's like sin. Everything is like dirty sex and dirty sin.
Yeah, that's like Louie's mom on the last episode we watched when she was like, the only 2 times I've had sex with you and your brother.
Yeah, with a man. She's having all this lesbian sex now.
Yeah.
And so we see how Louie shows us how he got the sex talk and how that's kind of like warped his awkwardness with sex, which that explains a lot. And then now we see Louie carry that on to a date.
Yeah,
like he's outside and he's very casual with it and very. I love this because like Louie's like he's very sweet right here.
He's
like
charming,
very charming, and he knows it's weird because like you think he can't turn that on like when he wants, but he does. And here he's like, come on, have a donut with me, come out with me.
Yeah, and
he wins her over, and they go on this really nice date.
Well, did she say that she doesn't drink at all?
Yeah.
Okay, so I had a comment about that. Not that she doesn't drink, and I do drink, and not that I wouldn't date a guy that doesn't drink.
Right.
But I recently, I would say 5 or 6 months ago, not that long. Anyhow.
Okay.
Drinking is less of a problem than food. I recently got asked out on a date.
Okay.
And I had this whole night in my head, like, okay, not that I didn't really like the guy. I just initially, like, I was going to have some fun with my night if I was going to, hang out with him. And he's totally a great guy. Oh my God. Okay. But I had in my head that I wanted to go to a live sushi bar. And then when he called me, he was like, oh yeah, I'm a vegan. And in my head, I was I just felt the cranks working in my head. I was like, oh no. I was like, man, even if I really, really, really liked him a lot, I would have to really work at that. Not that I don't like, I eat anything is the thing, but it's like to to be cautious. Like, food is such a big part of a relationship for me. I feel like.
No, that's amazing.
You know?
Yeah, and for those who don't know Shannon is a Texas girl.
Yeah.
So she eats her meats.
I mean, I might fry my own chicken at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal. So.
So she's a keeper, basically, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. But we actually went out to a good, and I went out and we ate at a restaurant that he wanted to go out to. It was a really good Thai restaurant, vegetarian Thai restaurant, and it was fine. But I was just thinking, if this were something long term, he'd have to be like pescatarian at least. I mean, I could do fish, and that's fine because I eat red meat and things like. But I just felt like that is much more of a severe case, the food thing, than if somebody who didn't drink. Drink.
Yeah, and Louie found the alternative. He's like, well, let's see. We don't want to drink. We don't have to go to a bar.
Yeah.
Let's go to a late night donut shop, which I feel like
just hang out.
Yeah, they're just hanging out, and date's going fine. Now, the obnoxious kids come in, which is fine. You don't think anything of them once they come in, and then the one kid comes in after Louie tells him to shut up, and threatens him.
Yeah.
And pretty much starts bullying him in front of his date.
Showing him his scars on his hand. And
oh my God.
He's got scabs on his forehead.
Yeah, no. It takes me back to like high school. Like I've been in fights, but I've never like wanted to get into fights.
Yeah.
It would have to take like an act of defense or an act of like, I got pushed into something or I'm saving a friend. But like I get scared of people like this guy, like people that are like
feed on it.
Yeah,
that's all they want out of life.
Exactly. And the way this guy delivered it was so good because it's not you don't think of a bully or someone who's like reckless. Like a reckless bully to me is not as scary as someone who's like very methodical and like I can beat.
It's a very good clear distinction.
Yeah. Like I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm intelligent. I just am violent as well, and I'm just like Jesus. That scares me.
Insane.
Yeah, that scares me. And yeah, then he shows him his scars. Shows him like look, I beat a guy to death last week, like 2 days ago, and I can do that to you. And then like in the dates, just like watching, and of course when this all ends, nothing happens to Louie, but she just loses interest in him.
Yeah.
Now, does that? I was gonna ask. Like, I wanted to ask you that. Like, is that what if you're on a date with Louie doesn't fight the guy, do you lose interest in Louie?
First of all, Louie, if you want to go on a date with me, I know you drink. I know you eat red meat. So let's just put that out there. Just kidding.
Just kidding? No.
Metaphorically, if I were on a date with Louie, no, that's absolutely the right thing to do. And I probably would have gotten pissed and hit the kid.
Right. Okay. So you would have defended him.
But I would not have rebutted how she did and responded like, oh, well, now, you're kind of.
Yeah. She seemed like she was confused with how she reacted. She's like, I don't know. No, I would have totally hated you to fighting a kid, which there's no room for violence anywhere. But the fact that you gave in to him, I sexually am no longer attracted to you. My instincts tell me you're not the right person.
You're not
for me.
the alpha male for me.
Yeah, and so like Louie can't freaking win on that. That sucks. Like if he beats up the kid, he loses the girl because then he's a Neanderthal who gave into his animalistic, whatever. And then he doesn't do anything. Then he's a pussy and he doesn't get the girl. So I hate that. I was like, oh my God. Like I got detained.
Okay.
Not arrested. Not arrested. Detained. I protected a female at a bar. And the dude and I got into a fight. It was a fight, but like I was mostly like he swung. I did like a little parry, kind of take him down. Cop rolls up, sees me on top of him. So it doesn't see that like this guy started it, obviously. And when in the I think California state law or any law in any state, like if you're in a fight, both of you get taken in. Doesn't matter who started it. That's just we got to take both of you. And this girl who I protected didn't say anything. Like, didn't come to my defense.
Really?
I didn't even get a thank you. Like, and I had to do community service for this girl. And so, like, that was me protecting someone.
Damn, you didn't get a phone number?
No phone number. No, hey.
Got 20 hours worth of community service.
Yeah, I got community service.
Picking up trash at the beach.
Yeah, so, like, fighting is never the answer. That's what I'm saying. But like, even like, I protected this girl, and you would think like you'd get something out of that. Not that I did it for that, but like, yeah, you even said you didn't get a number. You didn't even get like, hey, let's hang out. I'll be a buddy. Like, let me take you on a date.
I just wasn't raised that way. My mom would kill me if a guy beat up some guy that was maybe threatening me, or I felt, in some kind of weird situation. Even if I didn't know you, my mom would kill me if I didn't give you like a Outback Steakhouse gift card or something. Like, just something. You know what I mean?
I'm not saying I'm like, I have to get married to you now.
But I'm gonna acknowledge you and thank you. You have no idea of how the opposite of that could have turned out.
I personally would have just loved for her to not have me have community service.
Yeah,
like, that would have been.
I mean, she watched you get in. Like, she watched the cops arrest you, didn't come up to your defense at all.
She watched the cops detain me.
That's what I said, detain.
Yeah, I mean, nothing really, nothing bad happened, but like, she watched this and like didn't make an effort to even like come and save, and so like, at the end of the day, I put myself in a situation for, through wanting to defend someone, and it didn't work out. So like, Louie did the right thing by not doing anything, but like, it's so weird how like, I mean, I don't know how many women like out there. Like, I don't know if we could take a poll, but like, would that affect you?
Here's the poll. I'm every woman like Shaka Khan right now.
Every woman. And yeah, so Shannon's like, no, you fight for me.
I will acknowledge it in some way.
But if you take the high road and don't, you respect it too.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah,
100%.
Now with all this, Louie's date obviously goes to shit. He goes on a mission, and which is something like, I mean, I guess we've all dreamed. I've dreamt of some guy who cuts me off and me following him home, and like just go like psycho movie status on him, just to be like, you know what you did, you cut me off, and you had no.
And now I know where you live.
Now I know where you live. Yeah, so like, but no one does that. No. I mean, unless you're crazy. Yeah. But like, Louie goes on a little mission trip. Mission to find this kid, like to follow him home, and like throughout this whole part, I'm wondering, like, is he gonna grab him? Because he had like multiple opportunities to like,
and he's going far. This kid went
to Long Island,
plane, train, automobile. He went train. He went on a train and then came on the ferry, and now he's walking some more. But it's like he was like losing friends on the way, like like their stops where he's the furthest one,
and they're in the suburbs now. So he goes to the suburbs and follows him there. Now, like, have you ever like gone this far, like to either?
No, I'm personally like, I would be too scared of some if I wrong somebody or somebody wronged me, I would just try and let it go, because people are crazy. People are insane.
But like, I always wonder, would you take that extra step?
I like that he did.
Yeah, no, of course.
It was great. And then,
of course, we love that he did. Like,
once he got to he was like, not only did you threaten me, you just made me look like a piece of shit in front of my date. So yeah,
like
it's time to reconcile.
So
this.
like right here, like, because it just came to commercial break right there. But like, when he gets to the house, like, I wonder, like, now what does he do? Like, does he go straight to the kid? That's what I wanted to know. Like, what was he thinking following him, other than just like maybe just to see where this kid lives and just glance? Because sometimes you don't want to do that, just like glance at a dude who like was so mean to you. Kind of like, how does this guy live?
Yeah.
What is his thought process?
Exactly.
Like, maybe it could just be as easy as that, or it could be like, hey man, I'm confronting you, and just like scaring him. But like, why would you do that if that guy wants to beat you up and clearly stated, I can beat the shit out of you. I didn't do it then. Now I'm gonna go follow him to him do that to me.
Yeah.
In his hometown.
Home turf? At his house?
Exactly.
Yeah, I loved how he went and spoke to the parents though. I knew right away when the dad opened his mouth that he was going to be the dad version of the kid. And You know what I mean? Like
in what sense?
That dad was probably exactly like his son when he was his son's age.
Yeah. And so when he's like yells at his other son like to shut the game off.
Yeah,
whatever.
But I'm playing.
Shut it off.
And the mom the whole time seemed to be the peacekeeper.
And then of course Louie tattles on this kid Sean and pretty much goes and tells the dad exactly what goes on, and then the dad, like, you see the abuse right away. He hits him, and Louie defends him. He grabs his
like, has not even a chokehold. It's like some kind of Long Island grab I don't know about.
No, but I love that Louie defends him right away. It's like, hold on a second.
Yeah.
This is why.
Don't hit him.
Yeah, this is why he's like that.
Mm-hmm.
This is exactly.
This is why he's so aggressive and beating people to death.
So so he puts himself in this position to then now scold parents. Like, it's like, I love that. Like, Louie, like, takes a journey to places he really shouldn't be. Mm-hmm. Like, he shouldn't have been at the kid's house.
But he wanted to set what was wrong right.
Right.
He thought that's what he was doing.
Did he?
No. He set the mom off.
Yeah, he set the mom off and got kicked out.
He set it off.
Well, I love at the end, like, where the dad has the heart-to-heart with Louie. Just like, hey, you know what? Like,
I was 20 years old when I had my kid.
Yeah.
Lighting up a cigarette.
Isn't that crazy? Like, how after all that, he can get that humanity out.
Yeah.
And just, like, I don't know. So much. Because, like, that kind of connection, like, Louie gets, but it's the way he came around to get that.
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't have just met this dude and just befriended him and talk about his family. It's like, no, I got threatened by his son. I followed his son all the way home. I yelled at his family, and then now I'm out here smoking with
the dad.
Yeah, it's just so funny. I just love that.
Yeah.
My dad used to get into a lot of fights.
Oh yeah.
He used to play soccer, and on my birthday, I remember my mom wanted to see. We were just gonna rent games and movies, and it was a rainy day. And my mom wanted to see the movie Lorenzo's Oil. You ever seen that movie?
No idea.
Anyway, like
who's in it?
I forget.
We'll look it up later.
We'll look it up later. I'll post it on the after notes. Well, there was only one copy of Blockbuster for Lorenzo's Oil, and so my dad was looking at it, and this lady was looking at it, and I think he grabbed it right as she was about to reach for it, and he rented the movie. And outside, this big dude comes in and just like starts pounding on the window and threatening my dad, and my dad's like a little scrappy, like Puerto Rican dude. It's like, hey, like what? Like I it's my movie, and then they start fighting, and it's my birthday, and I'm just like watching them.
How old were you?
I think I was like 7 or 8. I forget. Like it was like I was young.
So he's fighting with your dad in front of you.
Fighting with my dad in front of me. It's raining. My dad steps outside. I start crying, obviously, because I'm like, no, what are you doing? And then like my dad grabs this tall dude by his shirt and like pushes him against our car, and then the guy grabs my dad, and then I close my eyes, and then my dad just comes back in and goes like, all right, you want to get some Chinese food? Just
like nothing happened at Blockbuster today.
Yeah, like he was just like I don't know how it ended, because I was like, where'd that guy go? I was like, why would you fight with him?
The only fights I've ever been in, I have only been in 2 fights where I was called an N-word.
Really?
They were both in 8th grade. And that's that's some bullshit. So
did you knock him out? Like, what'd you do?
One kid, I just trying to see which finger it was on. I have a scar. Yeah, it's right here.
Wow.
From hitting a chunk of my finger got caught on his braces.
Oh,
I didn't know till after, but I was.
Because you were just mad.
This is what was happening. So we were. I rollerblade now, but I skateboarded from when I was like 9 till like 15. And we were skateboarding like during lunch, after we eat on the tennis courts. And I'm friends with everybody, like I don't pick fights. I'm not that type of person. But this kid who was just an asshole, he kept saying the N-word over and over. I'm like trying to learn a kickflip. I'm just like trying to chill, and I'm like, watch my board. I'm like, fuck, I gotta go hit this kid now. He seriously said it like 7 times.
Watch my board.
So I like get off and I just start hitting him. And then he was like, and people were like, dude, what are you doing? Why are you fighting a girl? I'm not fighting a girl. She's just hitting me. I'm not gonna hit her back. I just kept hitting him, and then like one of the coaches or something like separated us. But I actually ended up not getting in trouble.
Yeah, well,
because my entire grade was out there watching this kid taunt me.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I think I had to like write a letter to the principal or something.
There were no other black people around that were like
I don't think
unite.
Yeah, I don't know. And he was so much shorter than me too. I'm like, really?
Wow.
Yeah.
You're tough.
I don't like when that side has to come out. It exists because it's there.
Are you kidding me?
But I haven't had to deal with it since like 8th grade though. So.
I'm glad that we can therapeutically talk about this, and I'm glad Louie brings something that you can relate
brought
to.
It out. I actually never was bothered by it. Like, I mean, that happens often when you know, Austin wasn't very diverse back then.
Right.
It's still kind of not. So
it's nice. It's better now.
It's better now. But like my middle school, actually, this was a public school that I went to at that point. But before that, my middle school was super white. I was the only black kid. It was a private school. Actually, the Bush twins went there. Drew Brees went there. The Bush twins were a year older than me. But it was that was the school in Austin. Wow. Yeah. I won't name it in case they don't want to be associated with.
In case Drew Brees gets all pissed off and calls it the N-word.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna take a commercial break and then we're gonna wrap things up for the Louie podcast.
Want to find out what the AfterBuzz is about?
Janice is a drama queen.
This is the divide that is going to carry the series.
Give us a call. 424-256-1729. 424-256-1729.
It's television, and they want it to be as dramatic as possible.
I mean, it's Shakespearean.
You never know what goes on behind closed doors.
Find out why AfterBuzz TV is the #1 source for after-show content.
Now, in the eyes of Jimmy, Nucky is a villain.
424-256-1729. 424-256-1729.
I mean, who would you guys rather hear that from? Your husband or your best friend?
The wig will come out.
When the TV show is over, get your AfterBuzz on.
You really are a heel. You're as cuddly as a cactus. You're as charming as an eel, Mr. Grinch. You're a bad banana with a greasy black peel.
DJ Jesse on the 1s and 2s, 3s and 4s. Yeah, everybody who gets into fights is a Grinch. And they hate Christmas, they hate love, they hate
Easter bunnies.
They hate respect. They don't respect people.
Candy, hate candy.
So to wrap this up, yeah, you know, like I think Louie didn't really learn a lot. Didn't learn anything. He just kind of was a part of this, and that's another thing I love about Louie's writing, and I love about this show is, you know, sometimes like we can all relate to that. Like I'm sure we've all been threatened. We've all been like that scared and chickened out at times when we've like should have, you know, done, you know, gone to the fight or done the right thing. You know, I'm sure we've all chickened out and people have lost respect for us. But just the way he shows it, it's so relatable and it's so fun to just watch him get into certain situations and act out some of the things. I would love to have done what Louie did of following that kid home, but I don't think I would have ever done that.
I wouldn't have done
I wouldn't have done that. So like Louie shows me like I did it.
Yeah.
And it
not
wasn't a big deal.
It wasn't worth it. So this is what not to do. You think is right.
Exactly.
You think might make a difference, but it actually leaves you back at the diner, exactly where you were. You know?
And of course, we're recapping all of Louie's season 1 and what we didn't capture in season 2. So week to week, we'll bring you another episode of Louie. Shannon, you got anything awesome coming up you want to plug?
I'll just plug my Funny or Die page, funnyordie.com/ShannonJoy Rogers, and Rogers is with the D. Probably have a new video up pretty soon, trying to film some new stuff.
Awesome. You got a new camera too. So
yeah, I did get a new camera. It's beautiful.
Ooh, awesome. And I recently sold another shirt.
6.
Another shirt.
Woo!
This is shirt number 6. For all of you out there, keep buying them and
keep eating burgers.
Keep eating burgers. Hello Burgers. And the website where you can purchase the t-shirt is www.zazzle with a Z, all Z's.com. Gian Molina, and of course it's the Hello Burger t-shirt. I've been Gian Molina, Shannon Joy Rogers. We'll be after buzzing with John and all the regular Louie hosts next week. Until then,
this week.
We'll be after buzz later.
Bye.
From producers Kevin Undergaro and Phil Svitek, engineer DJ Jesse Janity, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. If you have questions or comments, be sure to buzz us at info@AfterBuzzTV.com. And you can find us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter by searching for AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.